Good morning. It's a beautiful morning out here today. We just had a storm roll through yesterday and it rained. Rained for a good 12 hours. Yeah, there's plenty of water in there now, and that should make the fish happy. It was getting pretty low. We had a pretty dry summer this year. Sarah's been busy working down here in the creek bottom. She's been cutting burdock, which completely took everything over. And she's trying to keep this nice for the grouse and for the deer. So we got some piles to burn down here. Yeah, piles here. Piles back here. Yeah, the deer aren't going to miss those cockleburs. Yeah, we've been wanting to clean the creek up for quite a while. We planted some spruce trees in there, some native Engelmann spruce, and we're trying to encourage them to grow in there because years ago this creek bottom was overgrazed, and we're trying to get some of the native plants to grow back in there. Meanwhile, I dreamed up an interesting project for myself. I found an old fence post from a fence line up in the woods near here, and it's still pretty solid inside, so I'm gonna try to split it down and carve a broomstick out of it and build one of my woven brooms on it. Some tough wood. Some nice straight grain in there. There's a little more curve to it than I thought, but yeah, it looks like pretty good wood inside there. Oh yeah. Nice. Well, out of that one fence post, I got 9 pieces of real straight tamarack. They all have pretty good potential for whittling into broomsticks. I've been staring at this fence post for a while. I just noticed it when I walked by, how pretty it looked on the outside. Wow. it's coming along. I've got it whittled down to about 1 inch square. It's got a little bit of a curve to it still. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to take all of that out, but I'm going to work on that a little bit. And then on this one side, it's got some cool weathering that penetrated deep into the wood. I think I'm going to keep that. I don't want to remove all the character because I want this broomstick to resemble where it came from. So I'll probably, on some of this weathered area, I'll probably put a little wood glue in here to stabilize some of that wood and try to keep it natural, so that whoever ends up with this broom might remember that this broomstick came from the open range country out here in the West. Okay friends, I'm back. Welcome to American Broom Shop. This is where we do all of our experiments up here. Anyhow, I carved on this piece of wood for the longest time and I didn't film it because it was really frustrating. The more I carved on it, the more it bent. I think it was under a lot of pressure. So anyway, what I decided to do is just kind of get it as smooth as I could, get it as straight as I could. And as I was carving it, I realized how pretty it was. But one thing's for sure, this piece of wood definitely got its own way with me. Eventually I realized this is not tamarack, it's a piece of Douglas fir, and I could tell by the smell of it when I put some sandpaper to it. On this one side, some of those weather checks went deep into the wood, so I stabilized it with some glue, and it was really nice because the glue didn't change the color. The dark streaks still show up, but it's real solid. And then I added a little woven hang loop. I wanted something old-fashioned, so I got a piece of this old hemp twine, which is actually polished hemp, and wove a little hang loop for it. I had a frustrating time with this stick, but when I got done, the next day I looked it over and I was really pleased with it. It's very irregular. It's kind of an oval shape, which fits in the hand pretty nice for sweeping. And it's not perfectly straight, but it kind of corrects itself. I make all my brooms from sorghum vulgare, which is also called broom corn. This is some of it here. It's a type of sorghum that isn't sticky like the sweet sorghum they use to make molasses. But this is grown for its brush, which is the tassel of the plant. Now, when they harvest these, they have many seeds. Here's an example here of seeds, which we don't like for brooms, but they have a machine that takes 99% of them out. Anything left over, I can comb it out. But anyway, this is a real durable type of brush, and it's what we make all of our brooms out of in American Broom Shop. So the broom corn is sorted. It comes in a big bale. It's sorted, and then after we're ready to make a broom, see, for example, here I have some labeled that's been sorted for length and for stalks. This is good for smaller brooms. And then today I've sorted this pale broom corn. This is about the size I need for kitchen brooms. So we'll dig into some of this, and I'll find enough in here to make a real nice bushy kitchen broom. Before we get started, this machine is my pride and joy. It's an old machine from the late 1700s or early 1800s. It's called a kicker winder, and I've had to build this one from two different kicker winders. One had a good cabinet and the other one had good hardware. So I kind of put this all together and made it fit. This is foot powered. Originally it had old oak spokes that were all wore out. I replaced the spokes on it and gave it a new chain. But anyway, this is what we use to make our shaker brooms, which are wood and wire brooms. And someday we'll have to do a little video on how this thing works. It's just pretty cool. Just give those spokes a kick and it'll spin. Anyway, let's get busy. Yeah, I've already done a lot of sorting on this corn, but I'm still going to have to pick through here and find the pieces that I want, because it pretty much grows randomly. And I'm going to make a woven broom, the type of broom called bell shaker, shaped like a bell, stitched flat like a shaker style broom. So just got to get some of this sorted out. I put the short ones on the insides, the longer ones further on up the handle. Okay, I picked out some real choice bushy pieces here with real nice stalks on them. So this is going to be the outer layer of the broom. And I'm going to put a rubber band on that so they don't get mixed up with everything else. Got my twine on a little foot spool here. Twine runs up through the workbench, through a sleeve, and around that roller. And with that I can keep tension on the twine as I need to. I got all my different sizes of broom corn on the rack, laid out, ready to go. Scissors, broom knife, broom hammer, and a pair of pruners. I think that's about it. First layer's going on. I put a couple nails on there. That'll keep the broom from spinning on the handle. Pretty much I'm going to arrange these stalks all the way around this handle. I almost threw this handle away because it was really getting the best of me. I tried to follow the grain and the grain was going every which way. Then I decided, well, the wood's pretty and it's cool where it came from, so I'm just gonna see what it provides me. And I took it in the house when I got done and my wife said, "Oh, that is awesome," which made me feel good because I got pretty frustrated there. Broom knife. Hopefully it's sharp. It's sharp. Got the idea to whittle on this wood. A long time ago I had a sailboat and it had a really cool old boat hook. It was made of bronze and it had a mahogany handle and the handle broke. It had gotten old and weathered from being out on deck all that time, so there was a boat builder there that had a lot of wood, and I went in there and I asked him if he could make me a new handle for it. And I just wanted a round one, kind of like I had before. Oh, these are nice. Put some of these nice stalks in here. Nice bushy ones. So yeah, I wanted a round one, and he picked out this piece of wood. He goes, this would work pretty good. He says, how about making it octagon? He says that'll give you a better grip when you're out there at sea, and it'll look cool on your boat. So I said, sure. Anyway, he made me this nice little handle in his shop, and I really liked it. I still have that somewhere. Still have that boat hook. So anyway, this handle kind of reminds me of that. It's the same color, and it's an odd shape. It's not just like round like a broomstick. There we go. All right, that didn't turn out too bad. You can see it's shaped like a bell. So we'll call it a bell shaker broom. Nice woven top on it. I usually let these dry for about 24 to 48 hours. But tomorrow I have some other brooms to make. So I'm going to stitch this up and then keep it by the wood stove tonight. It'll be probably dry by morning. There's a little broom comb I made. I think that's a piece of maple, and I put a whole bunch of nails in it. It works really good. Just for straightening out the fibers before I stitch them into place. I want them nice and straight. Got a little leather strap. Hold it into place. And one last chance to get everything tidy. And this is a shaker broom vise here that was patented in 1878. This one's probably from the early 1900s. Just gonna drop her down. I guess we'll give this one 3 rows of linen stitching. Since it's such a big bushy sweep, we'll make sure it gets stitched nice and tight. Well, this is our antique broom chopper. I found this on, I don't know, eBay years ago, I think. Had it shipped out here. This one's in really good shape. It has a big curved blade come down there, kind of like a paper cutter, but it works a lot more aggressively. I'll try to zoom in so you can see how it works. I think this is more like a porch broom. It could be used in the kitchen, but I made it extra full. Turned out pretty nice. I don't want to carve on this fence post anymore. I might go try to find me a easier one to get along with. But it's pretty cool. I don't know how many people have built brooms on fence posts. I reckon probably not too many. So it was a fun little project. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, God bless you. Happy trails. This is West Fork, over and out.